But
that's what it is.
Oh man. Okay. The real topic here. This is kind of like part 2 of what we're going to get into. So the controversy came down, and after Sunday, I couldn't even think it went 24 hours without people started just blazing social media up as to why is it not Lil Wayne? Why did Lil Wayne not get chosen to do the Super Bowl? Why Kendrick Lamar over Lil Wayne? Because it's New Orleans, his hometown, blah, 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 all of this. And here comes the controversy. I have a couple of theories on this, but just off of that, why now Lil Wayne? Because I got some things to say about him. And don't get me wrong, Lil Wayne is a legend. Lil Wayne is arguably top 5 all time. You could make a legitimate case for that. But it's just not his time, Reese. Like, I just don't see it, New Orleans or not. But I got to get your take on it. Where all of a sudden is the Feel Sorry campaign for Lil Wayne not getting the Super Bowl? Like, what is going on here?
Most of these people their feelings are going through Drake to Lil Wayne.
Okay.
That's what this is. Because they can't really say anything, because nobody said anything about Drake getting whopped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody was silent. Everybody was quiet. But now that Kendrick Lamar has gotten the Super Bowl, this is their chance to get it off on somebody else, but in a sneaky way, kind of diss Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Because they're too afraid to say something to the man, because he literally is the boogeyman. So they're afraid to say something to him. Yeah. But they will, what they call it, vicariously go through Drake into Wayne.
They want to project all their emotions into Lil Wayne now.
Into Lil Wayne.
They want to cry for Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne is neutral in this. He ain't say nothing. He ain't do nothing. He still hasn't came out and made a statement about
that's right.
Anything, right? So everybody's like, oh, it should be Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne didn't come out and say, well, it should be me. He did say he would like to do the Super Bowl a couple of months ago, but he never said it should be me. The reason why, and this is one of the biggest reasons why people are so retarded, right? People don't realize that Jay-Z helped Lil Wayne a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Jay-Z next, but yes,
we're gonna talk about that later. But the point I'm making is they're all in their feelings over something that really they shouldn't be in their feelings about. You got a guy who deserves it, and then you got a guy who is past his prime. It's over for Lil Wayne. He's still rapping fire. That's like me saying that Eminem should be he should be the headline at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Why would he be the headline at the Super Bowl? These guys are already solidified. They passed their prime. It's over for them.
Thank you for putting that out, yo.
It's over for you. It's not no disrespect to Lil Wayne, but there were 2 times when the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, and one of the times he could have been in it, right? Maybe because hip hop wasn't as prevalent. I don't know for them at the time, but still, I don't see the outcry of that. And it's like, why are we crying about it?
I think this is one of the most pathetic moments for hip hop fans, because it's so obvious that this is a pathetic outcry from Drake fans transitioning over to Young Money fans. You know, oh, we gotta bring back that old Young Money spirit, and we gotta go through Wayne now.
Yeah.
Let's just, before I get to all of the pathetic parties at hand, and I'm gonna get to Baby and Nicki Minaj later, because they're the worst. They are the biggest frauds right now in hip hop. Period. Fraud number 1 and fraud number 2. I'm gonna get to those frauds in a minute, but let me get back. Lil Wayne. All right, let me ask you this question: what was the last Lil Wayne song, him alone? I'd even put it out like this: what last Lil Wayne song you remember that was him or featuring an artist that was a mega hit, like a Millie, like Lollipop, like I don't know, like even the song with Rick Ross. What was it, John or something John. Like that? When was the last Lil Wayne mega hit? I can't really remember.
I can't remember either, but I will tell you, they want a tribute. That's what they want.
That's a good point.
They want a tribute. Go to the Grammys for that. It's not for the Super Bowl. It's not a tribute. You want to tribute Lil Wayne?
I mean, Super Bowl is the biggest stage in the world. Yeah. And see, that's the thing about Lil Wayne. Like, last song I really remember him kind of ringing off on the radio was the song with Chris Brown, These Hoes Ain't Loyal. That one, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last one. And that was like about a decade ago. Lil Wayne really has not been hot of late. I remember he did Hip Hop 50. I saw the performance. It was okay. I'm hearing now, and I saw a performance he did, which was terrible. He was basically rapping every other word. He's forgetting lines now. Like, he looked drugged out. He didn't look healthy. Like, he just, and I said to myself, now don't get it twisted. Over the last, I would say 2 to 3 years, objectively, his feature game has been fire. Everything he's jumped on just about he's ripped it, including going toe-to-toe with Nas, okay? But in the end of the day, nothing rings off like the top, how should I say this? Nothing rings off like a top 20, top 25 Lil Wayne anymore. Those days are over. So why would you choose him? You could choose literally, I don't know, you could choose like 30 rappers outside of Lil Wayne, including Eminem, who came out but not as a featured artist. You could even choose like Rick Ross. You know what I mean? Now, he's not New Orleans, but it's almost like this Feel Sorry campaign. And I'm like, well, what has Lil Wayne done? So you want to do a Hot Boys tribute with Lil Wayne to come out with Hot Boys or whatever, cause it's New Orleans at the Super Bowl, the biggest stage in the world that has the biggest artists in the world. Like, listen, I get the LA Super Bowl was kind of like an aftermath tribute, but Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and 50 Cent, they ring off a certain way. Even more, they're big. They're not maybe, I'll argue they're bigger stars, pure stars in Lil Wayne. So their names ring off. But before that, you had The Weeknd. You had Usher, who is a certified R&B and pop legend 10 times over. Now, Lil Wayne, you could argue, is a hip-hop legend. And I think people are doing the versus thing too. Like, oh, well, Lil Wayne come out, he'll have more hits he'll have more hits than what Kendrick Lamar will have. But I'm like, not really, because those hits are like 15 years old, 10 years old. So it's like, all right, you want to have a nice nostalgic moment for New Orleans, cool. But the Super Bowl is not for that, bro. Like,
yeah, really not.
I'm not seeing it. When Kendrick Lamar, not like us, I mean, he is right now the white hot artist in hip hop, period. You know, and it's such a crowning moment for hip hop because we got the most galvanizing guy in hip hop at his peak, right where you want him. And you're going to bring in a guy where, I mean, you could choose, if you really want, you could choose Eminem. You could even choose Jay-Z to do it. And I don't even think Jay-Z might have the same type of effect, maybe even a bigger effect than doing it than Lil Wayne. But the whole New Orleans correlation thing, I don't get that. But it's like, I get it, but I think the energy is kind of misplaced about doing this tribute to Lil Wayne because it's New Orleans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the crazy thing about what you just said, the funniest thing to me is, and I'll get into this a little bit later, they call Jay-Z selfish, but he didn't put himself there. He could have easily did that.
That's right.
He literally has enough hits to do that. Like, Jay-Z is big enough he's one of the biggest artists in the world ever. He could literally say, you know what, I'm doing the Super Bowl this year, and I'm gonna do it next year too. You know what I'm saying? His wife did it 3 or 4 times. So he definitely could do it if he wanted to. That's that. But it bothers me that people don't really want to give Kendrick Lamar. They want to pretend like they care. Like, oh no, well, I ain't talking about Kendrick because congratulations to him.
It's so backhanded. It's backhanded as fuck.
Compliment.
Yeah.
Like, but Lil Wayne should have had that spot because of what?
Well, you know what that is? I'm gonna tell you what that is, and I'm noticing this now because already it's starting in my group is, oh, who do you got all the time, Lil Wayne or Kendrick?
Oh God!
But here's the deal. Well, I'm gonna get to this, which we could have a whole other show about that. But I think the Lil Wayne fans, this is the wake up call to them now, to the Lil Wayne fans and the Lil Wayne stands, and the Young Money diehards from 10 years ago. That Lil Wayne really has been mid to shit in the last 10 years, and he hasn't been that guy. Kendrick has taken over from him, and in the last 10 years, Kendrick's caught up. And if we're having a real legitimate GOAT debate, I don't know, Lil Wayne, your spot's kind of in question. See, I look at it like this because I got Eminem haters, diehard haters in my group. And they always say, well, Lil Wayne is so many leagues above Eminem. But my thing is, if Eminem hasn't done stuff in a decade plus, you know what I mean, or been mid in decade plus, what has Lil Wayne done? Really, let's put the spotlight on him. And in the same decade, Kendrick Lamar has been damn near perfect. You know what I mean? So in the end of the day, like, Lil Wayne is not that guy no more. And if you're going to basically inject Eminem to be, oh, he's overrated and he's da-da-da-da this, you got to call it for Lil Wayne too, bro. Like, you can't just glaze over the fact the man has been mid since, I would say, Carter 4 was the last really hot album. People say, not Carter 4, Carter 4. Because Carter 5, that came and went like nobody's business, man. Like, nobody talks about that album no more. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think there's like, for the Wayne fans, they're kind of realizing, this GOAT debate's kind of in jeopardy now because Kendrick Lamar, he's kind of got an argument for the crown now.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing about Kendrick, Eminem, and Wayne, right? Here's my debate. This is why I gave Kendrick the nod over them too, right? He doesn't have any mid work.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm saying.
He doesn't have any mid work. Every time he comes out, he creates this firestorm. He don't need to do things like they do. On top of that, Eminem kind of admitted that he's scared of Kendrick. Be honest with you, in the interview, they said, well, what artist you think is? He said, it's Kendrick Lamar. He said, I don't really know what to do with that guy. If I was to ever battle him, I wouldn't know what to do because he's so versatile. I just don't know what to do. This is Eminem saying this. So if you got the top battler of all time, Shook, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Another thing too, again, he doesn't have any bad work. All his albums are either classic or extremely good. Even the ones that people don't really even care for. It's nothing that's just like, in the one, what's it called that? The one that was untitled, unmastered,
yeah.
Literally are songs that he just put out. It wasn't like, oh, this is something.
And you know that changes with time, because the more time goes on, more legend behind that artist goes on. People listen to it again and be like, wow, he was ahead of his time. Kind of like Kanye with what was it? Heartbreak fan, whatever. Yeah, that one. So it's like, who knows how many years from now we looked at Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers or whatever, like, which is almost like his B game. You know what I mean?
Now, I will say this about that album real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all why that album is very, very important. That album is the reason why Drake couldn't beat him, because he admitted everything on that album. Everything that Drake's brought up, besides the allegations of beating, but the cheating and all that, he's explored all that. The thing about Kendrick Lamar, there's two albums that's, people think that his deepest album is To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
It's really not. His deepest album is actually Damn. If you go and listen to the breakdowns of Damn, there's people who literally do 3-hour breakdowns. I watch all this stuff, bro. And they go through everything. When Dr. Dre said this about Kendrick Lamar, he wasn't playing. He said, this guy is literally an artist. Like, it's not nothing he just does. When you get a chance, just go watch some of the breakdowns of Kendrick's work. They have like podcasts where people break down every song in 2-3 hours. They bring up words and they put it together and all this stuff. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is a big deal because the album is a therapy session. He's going through a therapy session. And he's basically telling people, I'm flawed. He got a song called Not Your Savior. Future.
Even one of the videos, he's on the couch and it's like a dream. It's like a dream. It's like a dream sequence with him.
Exactly. I'm not your savior.
Yeah.
Like he basically saying, like, I'm a flaw. That's why it's called Mr. Morale. I'm a moral man, but I'm not your savior. I'm a bad guy. I've been cheating on my girlfriend the whole time I was with her. Like, he admitted all this on the album. That's why I say that whatever Drake said to him didn't matter, because it was already put out there. The Auntie Diaries to the Mama I Sober and all these songs, even on Damn, when he was talking about the abuse from being a child all the way up until you're an adult and you repeated cycle. His music is, people think it's just surface level until you start researching a lot of the stuff he's talking about.
Going deep.
It's therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
That's crazy. That's crazy what it is. But I just don't see how Wayne is it. You know what I mean? But
he doesn't have any music like that.
What has Wayne done to ring off in the last 10 years? Like, really, to put himself, I mean, literally, if you really want to be technical, Jay-Z can come out with Beyonce and do Crazy in Love. And that would be crazy. Not Crazy in Love, but the one, what was the one they did a couple of years ago, where they were on the beach doing that song? You know what I mean?
Drunken Love.
Yeah. Drunken Love. That's it. They could do that. You know what I mean? And that will set off the crowd. But Wayne is like, I just don't see the outcry. I get the New Orleans thing, but outside of that, I mean, I don't know. But anyway, because of this now,